Welcome back.
We're back from Essen 2019 to talk about crowd surfing stuff 2019. I'm Tom Vassell.
So wait, hold on. I'm Zee Garcia, but we just came back from Essen, but we're not going to talk about those games. We're going to talk about games that aren't even out.
The future!
Sam Healy, why?
Because he made the decision, not me.
It's the show. It's crowd surfing. There's some
Say,
big...
you have an obsession.
Yeah, no.
We just had 700 games come out, but let's not talk about them. Let's talk about games that aren't available.
That's correct.
Shame
We'll talk about
on
the other games
humanity.
later. This is the crowd surfing show.
Oh, whoa, it's crowd surfing. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's do it. Kickstarter.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the projects of the week. Alrighty, let's start here with Heroes and Gods, the Master of Dreams, which looks like every other fantasy game I've ever seen.
Wasn't that a ditched Metallica album cover?
It was, yeah. I mean,
Master
it was.
of Dreams. It was going to be a follow-up to Master of Puppets.
Is this the one that was driving you nuts?
Dumped it.
This was driving me up a wall because I was like, oh, this looks good. And I actually made the statement, the artwork is great. I feel like it might be hiding something, though. And then you have to scroll 75% of the way down the page to just get an introductory sentence about what you're doing in the game.
Because it ain't about that.
Here's the expansions.
Exactly. It shows you all the
Campaigns,
stuff. You're going to get this.
heroes.
And you're going to get that. And you're going to get this over here. And, oh, don't forget about
More
this
heroes.
expansion and this add-on. And, oh, we don't want to really
Final
tell you about
encounter.
what you're doing in the game.
I'm also not happy with the whole same old fantasy nonsense.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of tropes here. Yeah, that's absolutely sure. But hey,
how to set
we'll
the
even
game up.
tell you about how to set
set
the
up?
game up
Why would I care about
before gameplay.
Why would I want to know how to set a game up? I would do that when I own a game.
I think it's because that's one of the selling factors of the game. I did get through, and apparently this is like a very deep campaignish type of game, but it's like completely sandbox. You can, each different game, you can choose what hero you have. You can choose the loadout that the hero takes. You can choose different special abilities. So there's tons of replayability in this, apparently. But I wanted
that is
to
all for naught if the game isn't good.
This is true, and I wanted to know about how to play the game, and now,
we made it!
finally,
Woohoo!
That's
3/4 of
far.
the way
That
through
is, that is a serious dig into that
it's
project.
so deep. And
All
it
right.
just, it feels like we're like right out of the gate, we're just poo-pooing on this stuff, but that's not it. This is a trend. This is a trend that we're seeing.
I'm
where
bagging on this because this looks
they show
super generic.
everything that you get, and they're not telling you until you're way past everything else how you play the game.
What is the game about?
Yes.
I don't need to see that you guys got a good artist. They're very accomplished. I don't want to buy artwork. I want to buy a game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just...
All right, my thing is just what's differentiating this from every other fantasy dungeon crawler out there?
There was
the
a
price.
hyena up there that I've never seen that in a game.
Oh, Mark
before.
previewed it. You should check it out. So.
He probably shows like 2% of everything they have on this Kickstarter, too.
All right,
There's
maybe
so much.
again, maybe it's fantastic and good.
I think it's great.
My only complaint about this is how the Kickstarter is arranged within the thing. All I want is a paragraph at the top that explains what I'm doing in the game.
Yeah, give me
And
a
that
setting,
paragraph
give me
was
a little
there,
something.
but it was 3/4 of the way down the page. No, I'm sorry. You need to put that up at the top so that if I'm even interested in the game.
Right.
Well, this is my pick of the. No, it's not.
I agree with everything you said. I find it generic.
All right, Shady Pets, the card game.
Talk about generic.
A game that lets you throw octopuses, which is technically octopi, if I'm.
Yes, that is correct.
Deal with naked turtles and avoid hangry hamsters.
Howard.
Does the guy who
Turtles
made this? Is that Simon Cowell?
Turtle.
Are you still stuck on that?
Turtles don't wear clothes.
It's exploding kittens without the license. Deal with it.
Is that really what it is?
I mean, I don't know what kind of game it is, but it's clearly marketing to the same people. They just combine throw burrito with it. Go back.
Look, there's the naked turtle. Turtle butt cheeks.
That, like this right here, is hilarious. With this add-on, when you play the facial card, and you can also throw the octopus at your opponents. Plush and soft. Get one for every player. They give you one, I think, with a specific pledge. You can buy more.
Huh.
It's throw burrito meets exploding kittens. It's. This looks super
Wait,
cash in.
Is there a mashup of real pictures and artwork?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, but this is different. You're trying to figure out identities, so I guess there's a bit of a deduction element
Yeah,
to it.
no, there is. I do remember reading that.
Sounds
You're trying
good.
to figure out who's who. But no.
All right. That's 2 out of 3.
Hard pass.
Here we go. Too Many Ghosts, a cooperative card game. Too Many Ghosts. This game's like Pandemic. All right. Oh, this is the one. This is the statement you love. Okay, don't worry. We arranged these. Some of the ones I'm very much looking forward to are coming out.
There's some good stuff coming up.
Read the first sentence in the About section.
Too Many Ghosts mixes the collaborative experience of Pandemic and Forbidden Island with the mounting pressure and complexity of Oregon Trail and the set collection mechanic of Sushi Go.
Right. So, what you've basically told me in the first line of your Kickstarter project is, if you own these 4 games, you don't need to buy this one.
Also, if you think Oregon Trail is a good game, that's also kind of a bad line.
What do they mean by that? Like the video game, the board game, the card game?
I hope it's the video game.
Because the video game was infinitely
that
better
being
than
said,
the board
I kind of
game.
like how the game looks. I like the artwork.
Old. I mean,
I don't get it. I don't know why people do this with their
I like
games.
the quotes. They're pretty hilarious, actually, from clearly folks who I assume are not gamers. This is just as fun as Forbidden Island, but half as complicated. Good night.
Forbidden Island isn't complicated.
I don't think it is. Maybe somebody thinks it is, but this
Yeah.
game's going to float away with how light it is.
No, Forbidden Island. Maybe they meant Forbidden Desert. Forbidden Island is
That is not what they said.
super light.
That dude said Forbidden Island.
All right.
And they quoted him on it because
Yeah.
that's all they got.
I get how people might think that Forbidden Island or any of those games are more complicated because they're just coming into the hobby.
Right,
I
exactly.
get that.
And I think
Yeah, but
that's who this
Forbidden
is
Island
for.
is a mass market game. It's not a hobby game.
Sure.
I just don't know why companies feel the need.
For
For
speed.
speed. Dang it.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I don't know why they feel the need to compare their game to something else.
Because that other thing is popular and will make people go, ooh, I like that thing. I will by association also like this thing.
But more often than not, I think we can speak from experience. When a game says that, it's not true.
Well, sure, but they're hoping we don't know that, like people backing this.
Yeah.
We're not done poking yet.
What's next?
Next is Barrage, the 5th player
Barrage.
expansion,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is 500,000% Kickstarter
Why?
funded.
Because apparently they only needed $11 to fund a 5th player expansion. Oh.
I do like Barrage a lot, actually. And apparently, there's my review of it.
Raggy.
Come on. I mean, seriously, $11?
Yeah, that seems real.
You can ask
cheap.
your
Come
buddy,
on.
hey, I need to launch this 5th player
This cracks me
expansion
up.
for my game. Can I borrow $11
Yeah,
to
but it's
do
not
that?
even 11. If you want to buy an expansion, it costs 17 euros. So,
So you were going to fund with one backer.
no, but more than fund. They're already at 150% with one backer.
That's crazy, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, Okay,
Why
good.
is YouTube? I mean,
try.
why is Kickstarter allowing this though?
I don't know.
This is clearly a breach of. That being said, really like Barrage. I don't want the extra player at all. 4 is fine in this game. I don't know why you'd want to play with 5. The game's already tight, but if you want, I'm assuming there's more stuff in it, and not to mention, from what I understand, there was a lot of production problems. My copy seems okay, but there was a lot of production problems with the game, so I'm imagining here they got cardboard wheels. Free for original backers only, because the first ones weren't so good.
Oh, this is some bull honky.
And look, there's the wooden drops. because the original drops were terrible. Remember I was telling you guys about that? You
Yes,
could
yes.
not pick them up.
I remember that. This looks good.
It's a good game, but it's a really deep and heavy game.
Oh no, I'm out.
Alrighty.
What else you got?
1565, St. Elmo's Pay, plus 1066, Tears to Many Mothers. I don't think either of these games is new.
I've heard of the second one.
I definitely heard of Tears to Many Mothers because that's a
Yes.
name that sticks in your
Tears
head.
to Many Mothers, I've heard that, yes.
This is from Tristan Hall. And these are definitely not... The art looks cool, and it's a good, strong history flavor.
Yeah. My only drawback to this was that it was a card game.
Well, it looks like an old CCG. Is what it looks
There's
like.
a
One
lot
of
of text on the cards. The graphic design isn't necessarily bad, but it's cumbersome, I guess you could say. And again, I haven't played the game, but there's, I don't know, there's just a lot of text on each of the cards.
This looks like a collectible card game.
But it's non-collectible.
Well, I
It's
got
kind of a-
that. I'm
it's a-
saying
it's
just
kind of a war card game, right? I mean,
Yeah,
isn't that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what it is?
it might be good.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around. At least one of those games has been around.
And
They're publishing it again.
And the artwork is good, so
Yeah.
I'm not really decrying any of it. It's just that when I saw the box and the cover art, I wanted more than just a card game.
Yeah.
Aeolus, a fully cooperative game for 1 to 7 players. A kingdom-building miniature game with strong civ things. It looks different than some of the other games, I think.
Yeah.
It's 18 plus.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
You know what that means. Family pledge right after that.
I dislike this. We will manufacture 2 versions of the game, one with the more provocative art and one with the sexier women, replaced by new versions, respecting the opinions of many of our backers.
Okay, that's...
So you can get the core family pledge or just a core game.
All right. I want the. Do they have another level like everybody forgot how to wear clothing? Oh, this is the glistening people one. I told you about this, Sam. Everybody that they showed looked like
this
they.
is it?
Yeah, where everybody kind of glistens. It looks like they're all oily. She's
Yeah.
glistening, and everything just looks like it got caught in a downpour.
I guess I'm confused, though, how it's still 18 plus.
I guess it's because of the... I mean, maybe they're not showing the
Well,
artwork
they
that
definitely
would make
did
it.
artwork that was provocative, sure.
Sure.
And I'm sure they got a... Oh, this is Draw Lab.
No. Draw Lab is making the metal coins that come inside of it.
Oh, let's pause. I do like those coins.
You're going to buy this game just for the coins?
No.
Oh, sure.
Get the family-friendly coins.
The family-friendly coins.
The coins are censored.
Redacted. I don't know how much this is.
This might be a good game, but honestly, if you get that much of a backlash to where you feel like you need to make a change, then make the change.
Yeah, don't offer both.
That sounds like it's going to be some work.
It's like you're trying to what is that, like Lord of War, where you're trying to sell to both sides.
All right. Come on, let's get to something. Here we go. Dwarfs Spring. I never know how to
Follow
say
up
it.
to Dwarves Fall.
Which was a follow-up to Dwarfs Winter. I believe this is the 3rd in the series
And
now.
then what about Dwarves Autumn?
Summer. Summer would
fall.
be next. This one looks okay. Looks pretty cool. I like the little dwarves.
Yeah, no, this has
I like these guys' artwork. It has that little cute. It's almost app artwork.
Yes.
Looks good.
Have you played the other ones?
Well, I only played the first one, Dwarfs Winter, and the rules were so bad that I never went back and played. I heard it's good. We have it sitting
That
on
was
our
a
shelf
long time
back there.
ago, so
Yes, I know.
Given they've had time to grow as
I believe that's an actual
publishers
dice
and
tower.
designers.
I know. You need
We're going to be talking to them because that's pretty
haste.
post-haste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the art on these cards a
not
lot.
going
Cute.
to.
This is a cute looking game.
We're not
Oop,
going to.
Disney's coming after them for that, though.
What?
That is straight up Snow White.
All right.
And that is Pokemon.
Astados. Oh, yes. This is one you were you showing me this one earlier?
I don't remember. What did I say?
The furry one?
Oh. Is that it? Yeah. This is it.
Yeah, this is
That
odd.
artwork is very interesting. There are a lot of animal people with abs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here they don't. Like here, these are
These are cute. These
these
are
are
very cute.
animals in the real world.
Yeah, these are normal.
Yeah,
these are the
'cause
fans
Snow leopards wear shirts, yes.
of the other animals.
At least they tell you how to play the game here.
Yes, they do. And I was actually pretty interested in this. This looks interesting for a little
I'm
filler
interested,
card
but
game.
this artwork is a little too much for me. Some
And
of it,
that
that whole
I didn't
abs.
really look at.
I don't mind like if the polar bear head. That looks kind of cool, but some of this stuff, it's like it feels
Yeah.
like they're almost
Pushing the envelope.
not pushing the envelope, but they're trying to turn you on with animals, which seems weird.
Huh?
That guy has more muscles in his arm than I have in my entire body times
Why would
6.
that turn you on, though?
It doesn't. I like to just go back. Calico. This looks great.
This we saw Roy and I, gosh, ages ago at Origins, right, Roy?
Just in case
And it
you
looks
think
good.
that we're more negative and positive. This looks great.
This really looks good. This was almost my pick of the week because it looked good when I saw it there. They had a prototype, and the game just seems like a fun little building game.
Well, it says it falls. These people say it falls in the same category as Azul, and looking at it, that's what I would have guessed.
Yes, yeah.
It looks very Azulish.
Very nice looking game.
Having a cat stand on it doesn't do you any favors, but
Well, you know, they got to have a gimmick.
yeah, those tiles look great. I really like the buttons.
All the bids, everything. Graphic design here looks very nice.
Sure,
They
this
give
isn't
you
your pick of the week?
they give you right here how the game works.
I can confidently tell you that it is not.
Very nice.
Well, I like
I
how
want
this
to
one
play.
looks.
I want to play this.
This one I'm interested in solely because the company, you know, kitchen table board games, I just like their stuff these days. And this one, Fossils.
This one.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Fossils.
Facilis.
This one
Fossils.
was close, very close to being my pick of the
Well,
week.
after I saw Calico,
And
which I
that's
thought
why
this might
right
be
there.
it, then I saw this and I thought this is likely it, and then it will change again.
Okay. But this is also when
Giving you my
your
progression
thought
through
process.
these.
This one looks great.
It looks really good, man. That plastic base, which they show you a little later empty,
Right.
looks
and
really
then they
well
show you how to
made.
set it up.
Yeah.
Where it comes
Wait a minute.
With
I saw this at a
where it
convention,
comes
I
with
think.
the cover.
No, you didn't.
Then you shake it to randomly
Yes.
distribute everything. That is so cool.
What do
That
you mean?
looks
No, I
awesome.
didn't.
So yeah, what I like about it, I don't know what you saw. Of course, you might have seen it.
I love the artwork too. That is some. Who's the artist here? Is it Beth Sobel again?
I don't know. This is from Josh Capel's company.
Oh, maybe it's his artwork then. Man,
might
I love
be.
those bones too. I like everything
With
about
real
this
bones.
one.
If you get the deluxe one,
Real dinosaur bones.
real bones. Nobody said anything about being dinosaur bones.
Actually, they did. They
Ah,
made it very
I
clear.
can
Look at that.
I can look at this all day.
Yeah.
Woo!
Look
No,
at
that
that.
looks really cool. How you sprinkle in the thing, shake it up, then place all that out, and then pull it. That just looks.
You're gonna
cool.
be opening up the thing and find what bones are in.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know what? Forget my old pick of the week. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was actually getting pretty close to saying the same thing because this
Look
this
at that.
is
How
pretty
neat
solid.
that is, man.
Yep. He's still trolling.
Roy's looking at us like, I'll change it right now.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
All
it's
right.
okay, but it looks really good.
Hard West, the board game, a horror strategy game in the Old West.
Based on a video game, I know that.
Oh, is it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, and the only reason I know that is because they specifically said it in the description. But
I'm a little concerned it has all this 3D terrain. I'm like, great. Is there a game? I mean, I know they're set up a
Yeah.
cool thing
It looks
and miniatures.
It looks like a miniatures game through and through, so I kind of wasn't, too captivated by it.
Do you like Horror West?
I do
that
a
combo?
lot. I love that genre.
Really?
I love horror west. Zombie westerns, vampire westerns are amazing. I love that combination of vampires in the west.
So
I'm not kidding.
Okay, why?
Yeah, no,
Did
I
you
know.
not
I'm looking,
wonder a
you're
little?
looking at me like I'm joking. No,
he's
really.
being a little bit more emphatic than he would
Well,
be.
what's
if he was
that Tarantino vampire movie?
It's not really in the west, but
No, the third one is
that's probably a bad movie.
From Dusk to Dawn. or
From Dusk to
It's not
Dawn
from
3.
him, Yeah.
Direct to video.
Yeah, right.
Amazing.
I mean, come on. But I do like a story from Joe R. Lansdale, I think it is, called Dead in the West, which is kind of like that. It's just a novel, a novella actually, which I really like. I like that style.
Okay, cool. Tremor.
Now this has Kevin Bacon in it.
This is like a weird cover. When I saw Tremor, then I saw
Penguin.
a penguin, a camel, and a jaguar and a frog sitting on. I was like, if there is a Tremor, they ain't gonna make it. And how they get up there in the first place?
And why is it called Tremor? But then they show you that. I'm really confused.
It is a weird thing. Now, this is actually apparently it's post-apocalyptic world from climate change, and then the animal spirits are trying to save the species from a disease-ridden world. It's a very convoluted theme.
I didn't get that far. I looked at the board and I saw you grab towels and flip them. And I was
Actually,
like,
I'm not hating on this. I think it looks
That
interesting.
graphic design on those cards is no bueno.
Maybe it's still in the.
Ooh.
That looks.
Yeah.
But look at that
doesn't
art.
Look good.
That art's cool.
The art is cool. Maybe they shouldn't have shown that graphic design yet. Then
Maybe it's not done. I'm hoping for that.
I think, but then you just take towels and flip them. There, you do that kind of thing and prep things. I don't know. I got about as far as here.
Well, I think
Push your luck!
that's one of the things that you can do is you can explore different tiles, and then other things you can do is enact certain types of chaotic events and all that other kind of stuff. So. Yeah,
I will say that's
Tom, you like
it
the look
does,
of
except I agree. The graphic design of the cards looks like it was made in a paint.
Long time ago.
But the problem is the rest of the game looks good, so I have to assume those are prototypes.
Sure. I mean, you should assume it's all prototype.
All right. Next,
What do we got?
customizable poker chips and board game tokens.
This is all you, buddy.
I know it's
Talk
so cool.
about it.
Well, when I first saw this, I was
Next.
like, eh.
No, go ahead.
No, you can put your own name on these. I was thinking about maybe.
I mean, I don't need that kind of eagle stroke.
Come on now. No, like Dice Tower chips. I thought would be a neat thing to have.
I know what I'm getting you for Chris.
My only concern about these is I don't necessarily like the colors. I don't like that. Like I would prefer, like some of them I do. Like I like the pink on pink. I don't like the green, the pink, and the green, and the orange with the red and black. They look like poker chips from a casino. I'd rather just have some chips that I can use in games.
Oh, I see.
Those are okay. These white ones with the red and blue. They're expensive though, and that's the problem. Like you want 1,000 chips for $7.60. That's a buck a chip.
I didn't even look at the price. That is ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah,
No.
but one chip is worth
No.
like $50. So.
No, I'm sorry. That's
like printing money.
ridiculous. I don't care how much other sets cost.
poker chips are pretty pricey.
I
These
don't
are
care.
ceramic poker chips.
Don't care. $760 for an accessory.
Sure, but there are
No.
miniature sets that sell for $700.
Shots.
No, you have
Fire!
you have a whole game
Yeah, but
that costs $760.
these will be used way more than the game pieces are. Poker chips are used a lot.
Poker night, baby.
Not just poker night for games.
Oh.
I don't think this price is low enough
How many times have
to
you
be
used
competitive.
poker chips in the last year?
I don't know, like 5 or
Wits
6
and wages
times?
doesn't count.
5 or 6 times.
Well, yeah, but I'm not playing these games as much, and they're also locked up in the Dice Tower studio.
Thank you.
But when I first bought the poker chips, I used them in games all the time.
Yeah, but how many of those people still play with you after you did that?
What is this? No, listen. The reason I think this Kickstarter's not doing as well is because it is very pricey.
This
If
seems like
they're
it's
going to
not.
Kickstart, you could just go online and get custom poker chips.
That's what I'm saying. This seems like it's not the place for custom-made poker chips. Isn't necessarily on Kickstarter. It's a manufacturer's website who makes poker chips for casinos. Like bicycle playing cards, you can get your deck of cards printed through them. So I'm assuming there's factories and companies who do this for poker chips. I don't know why. These guys are just facilitating, I think,
Yeah.
this reaching more people, but it is a pricey thing. It's not a whim purchase. It's not dropping $40 on a game. I'm still getting the set.
Alrighty. Roll your fate dice. Hey, dice now.
More dice.
Yeah, I'm not so. These are okay. Those look fine.
These look like I've seen them in like every
They're
convention
at every
ever.
convention. Why is there a Kickstarter?
Well,
for
this looks like. This dice specifically looks like my kids. I gave them 4 different colors of Play-Doh. and then they mixed them all together, and I was like, are you kidding me? Now
And
we're
this
stuck
is-
with this nasty.
This is right before it comes and starts turning into gray.
Yeah. No, but that is what that. Have you seen the Play-Dohs? You mix it up, and you're like,
Yes.
and I'm like, what? I just bought you this Play-Doh. This is after the first play. I don't know. They're colorful. That looks cool, but meh.
That one looks nice. It's got a different font. It's got a different look. You know, it looks a little less generic than all the other ones, using the same the same fonts for the numbers, the same colors I've seen everywhere. That
Correct.
looks a little better there. What else you got?
Runold Jod, The Sound of Runes.
It's the sound of runes.
That's what I was thinking in my head.
And when you throw them down, they clang.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then you pick them up and play.
Bum, 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 bum. They're not showing a lot
And
though.
if you
in
back
this.
this game, you will.
It's all work in
like it.
progress and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah, my concern with this one is they have a few miniatures and a little bit, but it feels like they're keeping a lot of the game hidden. Now it has this throwing the runes thing, which I should say at this point I'm done with this. Dice were made for a reason.
Why
This
would
whole throwing two-sided dice, it gets annoying after
It's
a while.
actually, apparently they can land on their side. They keep showing them to you landing on their side, which seems very unlikely, but they do.
No, they do. I've played a game that had a similar mechanism where you had to throw rune tiles onto
You
the board.
played this.
No, not this one. I've played a similar I played a game that had a similar mechanism, and they do sometimes land on their sides.
Wait, do these miniatures float?
No,
They're
they
magnetic.
don't float. Magnetic.
There's a field around them.
Maglev miniatures.
Dude, I would be so into that if that was a possibility thing.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Bam!
How many times did they record that?
I don't know.
A lot.
I'm just saying.
How do you know that? You don't know that. That could be just one thing, and they.
That's photoshopped, and you know it.
No, okay, whatever. This is not my pick of the week, by the way.
What? There's Vikings
Just
in this.
because it has Vikings. Blah blah
You
blah.
did that just to push against the common knowledge that if it has Vikings, you'll pick it.
True, but no, I didn't pick it.
Nah,
there's just not enough. I can't see enough about.
That's
the
my
game.
biggest problem is they're not showing me enough. Hooray! Show me more at the miniatures. I want to see the game.
They do have 5 different sizes of miniatures in this, so I mean, that's a pretty cool thing. I do like the artwork. The rune tile casting thing is neither here nor there for me,
Right.
because I have played games that are like that, and it didn't bother me then. So I don't think it would bother me in this, but I just don't know a whole lot about the game. That's the problem.
All right. Subterra 2 Inferno's Edge, a sequel to Subterra. This one is doing incredibly well.
Okay, this is my pick of the week, guys.
What?
Yeah, shocking.
This looks great. I like what they did. It's not just more of the same, which is what I figured they would do. Honestly, it's probably what I would have done if I had a game that went well and I wanted to do it again. This is
Yeah.
actually very different. It's a completely new theme, really. I mean, I could see it appealing to the people who enjoyed the first one. It's still cooperative. There's still some tile exploration.
Yeah.
But it seems really different.
Okay.
The job here is no longer like, oh, you fell down a cavern and there's monsters, you need to run away. You are going in there to get something while the volcano erupts, and you have to go get it and run back out. I like the look of all the graphic design on these cards. Looks really professional. The artwork looks really good. Very cartoony Indiana Jones vibe to it. The
I like
whole
that idea.
thing has a nice look to it.
There's a quote here.
From who?
It says, "I'm enjoying this game very much." Z Garcia, Dice Tower.
I don't know who that cat is, but he sounds learned.
I do like this though. They said that BGG ranked 993, and immediately they're like, top 1%. You got to do that if people don't know anything about Board Game Geek.
And
Because
that's
I'd be like,
true. I mean, that's pretty good. Top 1% of games.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm
That's
saying I'm
kind
glad
of
that
a
they
neat-
mentioned that, right?
I mean, that puts it in perspective, though, with how many people out there are like, oh, this game's not in the top 300, so I don't bother with it. This game's in the 900s. That's still the top 1%.
Yep.
All right. Well, that one looks cool.
I like it.
Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. Now,
Sam's
this...
pick.
Nope.
Okay, so here's the thing that's thrown me off about this particular one. I mean, it's the whole Tiny Epic series, right?
Sure.
But they're like sitting here, everyone's going, wow, Dino Meeples. Okay, cool. But this is the third game now that has these in it. There's already Dinogenics and Dinosaur Island. So it's not like this game is bringing something new to the table
Matter
with
of
these
fact,
things.
when I was looking through this, and I was like, oh, this looks like a kid's version of Dinogenics.
I do like that artwork.
No, yeah,
It's very well
fine.
illustrated.
Artwork's fine, but I was looking at the gameplay
that.
and some
That's
of the different
adorable.
animations that they had going on here, and I was like, okay, this looks like a kid's version of Dinogenics.
Yeah, they even got the pens and all that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, fine. But not
Yeah, I
really
guess I'm just
interested.
I was mind blown about. I saw people going, "What? Tiny dinosaurs?" And I was like, "Well, that's great, but this already exists, the dinosaur thing." I guess the fact that it's smaller, and that's at the Tiny Epic, that's their bread and butter. And again, it looks like one of those games that's in a small box that's going to spread all over the table.
I think, two things. It's $25, so there is that. But also, I think saying this thing exists is not a good excuse for anything coming out. Like, everything exists.
No, I get that. I'm just saying I saw people losing their minds over the wooden dinosaurs. I'm not saying they shouldn't exist. It's fine. There's already... I'm not going to complain about a third dinosaur game when there's 600 zombie games.
That's what I mean.
I'm just saying I was surprised that people were like, what? Dinosaur meeples? I'm like, well, that's not a new thing.
It's a recent thing. Yeah, that's true. It seems to be on people's radar
Somebody said my first Dinogenics game.
now. My little dino.
Actually, though, I'm not opposed to this. I'm going to give it a try. It looks interesting. So... Oath Sworn into the Deep Wood.
Your pick of the week.
Yes, it is. Also, disclaimer, we did play this one live.
Yep.
But I really enjoyed this, and I have to say, going into it, I was kind of, I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it or not.
Sure.
I saw the miniatures at a convention, and it was this big, giant rat that they showed us. That's the thing that we fought against. And I was like, man, that's a ridiculous waste of plastic. But when we fought
It's an insane statement. I should be holding you while Sam hits you.
What?
He said it's a ridiculous waste of plastic miniatures. That's what he just said about everything you like in the world.
I think he was just talking about Oathsworn.
No, he basically just spit on you and you're not even fighting back.
I wasn't paying attention. I was reading.
That's okay too then, never mind.
Anywho, but this big, giant thing that you fight is a giant epic battle. And I really like that. It felt like we were fighting a big battle that was winnable. Well, we won.
We did.
But at the
Thanks
same
to
time,
me.
no, I'm pretty sure I did most of the damage there.
That's debatable.
It is debatable.
There's no footage of it.
Notice
so
no
we'll
one is
never
bringing you into this, Roy. Is him or me?
know. You were there?
No, but it was fun. And then the whole story beforehand was pretty neat.
Yes. It was actually, that was I think my favorite thing about the game was the writing was really good.
Yeah.
It was actually strong writing. And most, maybe not most, but a lot of adventure games, these sort of story-driven, not storytelling, but story-driven games, the writing's just not that interesting. They feel a little bit generic. And this felt specific. Like they took the time to make things specific to this world.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Hashtag grimdark.
Grimdark.
Yeah, it's actually probably a little darker than I would normally like in a game. It's actually not that different
Whoops.
than Tainted Grail. Or thing you would probably like that theme too, the Tainted Grail. That
You
same
betcha.
thing.
The darker the better.
Yeah.
wanna play
I
it?
shouldn't be able to see anything.
Now, this
I
is
want a
interesting.
black board with black cards.
I could click this right now. I won't. But I could click this and it would show you what all the big miniatures are. But they left it off in case you don't want to. So like you go through and you're like, oh, and you hear a sound of crashing through the woods. Then you open the box and there's the miniature. I think that's a neat idea.
That is
Yeah, that's
awesome.
cool.
That is very
That
cool.
is cool.
So looking forward to this one coming out. I know there's a lot of miniature games out there. This one felt different. It felt closer to a video game where you're fighting a boss thing.
Kind of felt to me like what was the FFG game with the exploration that we played live? Story reading, like
The Lord of the Rings one?
no, where we like went through a fantasy world and we read a bunch and then we folded out the map.
Oh
and-
yeah. Yes.
What is that called? Whatever.
Dragonholt.
Dragonholt.
Legends of Dragonholt.
Felt like Dragonholt with a miniatures tactical
With
skirmish
more
game
with
on
more
it.
games
Also,
in it,
that's
yeah.
how it felt. And I thought the writing in this, what little I experienced, was better.
Andre says you really need to play Kingdom Death Tom if you liked this one.
No, okay. People
There
keep
you go.
saying that.
Yep.
You really got to get on that. It's not that dark.
Fresco Mega Box. So Queen is just doing everything in a giant box now. Fresco,
Is
which
this bigger than a big box? No wonder.
no, I don't think so. I think it's the same size. But Fresco, when you bought the original Fresco, it already came with some modules in it.
Right.
And I don't even play with all those modules, so I'm not sure. Well, there is a lot of stuff here. I like Fresco, but I don't know that I want this much Fresco.
Hey, man. It's like
However, they are-
there's like 3 games in there, not just expansions. There was a dice game, a card game, the board game, and expansions for the board game, right?
Sure. I am liking this, though. These acrylic Fresco tiles, they look awesome. Queen has now found their thing. They started it with the last one, the Copenhagen.
Acrylic tiles.
Yeah, they look really good in Copenhagen, and they look pretty neat here, too. See how
right.
they're like slightly translucent?
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, so then they got these acrylic. This is their thing now, right? And
All right.
people like it. It looks good. So I'm all for acrylic stuff. Acrylic, acrylic,
Get some
acrylic,
acrylic nails.
acrylic, 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 acrylic. It's everywhere. It's like in every single thing. And I like it. This is a lot of content, though. I don't know if I need to play
Not
this
cheap,
much
though,
stuff.
either, you know?
Well, how much does it cost?
Let's figure it out.
No, we got to go down. There it is, 78. No, is that right? No, 135.
135.
Oh, that's the early bird. Oh, there's still 33 left.
And there's 150
There were
or
before
more.
you mentioned it. I'm
gold
supposed to back
edition.
this now.
Why do people back the not early bird one?
Just to be nice and give them a little more money? I don't know.
I guess. That seems weird.
No, it's okay
That's-
to
there's
be
a-
generous.
there's a
though.
diamond
Early bird
edition?
diamond, that's what it is.
That's the acrylic one.
You just wanted to say the word acrylic again.
I
So
did.
it's $200.
Here's the early. Oh, okay. That's the one everyone backed. 500 of people. All right.
Woo, that's a lot. What's next?
All right. Village Attacks, Grim Dynasty.
Not my pick of the week.
No, really?
So very close. The only reason this is not my pick of the week is because we have a little bit of a vested interest in it.
What's our vested interest?
We are actually in this expansion.
But we're bad guys. We're
No,
supposed to get killed.
We're technically the good guys.
I know I'm the good guy, even if I'm on the wrong side.
Where is it? There we are.
Yeah.
Order of the Tower.
That right there is the only reason this isn't my pick of the week.
Wait, hold your horses. Is that Sam Healy?
And that's Zee Garcia.
Oh, I float
And that's
above you with my
me
magic.
as a bard. I'm singing a song.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be a magician or I like the server where you guys are hanging out and I'm just coming down the stairs like, I got your food.
Come on, man. That's good art.
That's
good
amazing
artwork.
artwork. I love it.
I'm the
That is
entertainment.
And I'm.
I have to
the one
say
will
that
actually
they
take
made
care
me
of business.
a bit of a muscular bard. I'm okay with that. And that's a hat I would wear today.
You look pretty good. You look good.
I'm happy with this.
That's fantastic artwork.
No, this is a great game. I think this is a great expansion that they're adding to the game. It's got a lot of really neat stuff in it, but I just felt kind of cheesy of
That makes sense.
making this in my pick of the week, and
Was there an update
Makes
that
sense,
added
makes
these? Like, can we see them? There we go. I want to see it closer. There we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Healy.
No, it's really cool.
Oh, nice.
That looks pretty close to what I wear
I
every
can't wait
day.
for PAX, man. He said he's gonna bring me a miniature.
Really?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Look at that, man.
Now that you said the thing about servers, I can't unsee it though. Mystical pizzas coming your way.
What's a miniature look like? Does it show those
No,
things?
it doesn't have. It doesn't.
Oh,
Sorry.
You're,
they're
you're,
trying,
miniature
they're trying to
sculpt.
figure out how to make that not look like I'm
your
serving them.
sculpt is coming. That is correct.
I'm gonna paint yours as pizzas. Because like Vernon, you know how to paint this.
I think it looks amazing, yeah.
No, it does.
Zombie Side, 2nd edition. Don't like the first? Come back for more. Every problem Sam has, eliminate it. I don't know
True.
if that's actually true. Is
That's
it?
pretty true.
No, it's very much.
Did they
true.
get rid of the thing?
yes.
So-
Then
what?
this is your pick of the week.
No, it's not.
What?
There's a lot of good stuff here at the end. I know
No,
we were
but
picking. I know we were picking on some things early on, but this is a solid crop of games, folks.
Yes.
There's something here, really, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, there
There's
is.
been light games. There's been miniatures
Wait,
games,
is that
epic
the Cthulhu
campaigns.
dude from the Death May Die?
No.
That dude is like this big.
No.
What do you mean?
No, the little one.
The little one is for children.
Oh my goodness.
No, I like to argue that possibly the big one is for children.
This looks good. I don't know
This
if I'm
looks
kinda
like everything they've ever done. No way. There's
Yeah,
just
Danny Trejo's in it as well.
just
he
this
did
is.
the video.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
He did that video.
Yeah,
right.
it's amazing. If you haven't seen the video for this,
he's
folks,
a
you gotta watch it.
survivor. He's also a zombie, and he's also the an abomination in it as well. So it's really this. Yeah, this again. I think in the last half of all the games that we've gone through, there were a number of different games.
That is
here
Cthulhu. I said so.
that could have been my pick of the week, and this is definitely one of them. The last one, the Village Attacks, was definitely one of them.
Oh my word! If you back this, how much stuff do you get? What you get? 133 miniatures,
Yep.
and that's for a $100 pledge. That's pretty good.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I mean, they get you with the add-ons. It's like, I mean, they don't get you, right? Okay, that sounds weird.
Yeah, but look
You
at this.
get
That's
more stuff.
$180 for all out.
There's a number of different
almost
things.
4,000
But I
backers.
mean, look
Not
what it comes
bad.
to.
It
It
looks
has the core
good.
box. It has the Washington DC expansion. It also has the role-playing game, Chronicles, and Game Master Screen. It has all that stuff in there. There's like 2 different games you're really
Yes,
kind
but
of
how many
getting for
people are
$180
getting this $180? And then when they get the pledge manager, they'll be like, Travel Zombies, that's only 50 more. Urban Legends, 25. They'll be at
Yeah, for
$600 by the time they're done.
It looks
Alrighty.
good, man. I'm glad that they. I mean, it might be a little late, but I'm glad that they revisited it.
Right.
Europa Universalis, The Price of Power, a 4X game of empire building in the late medieval age. And this one has raised almost $250,000.
It's amazing.
Which is a little.
What is the price of power? Go down a little bit. How much is it? it's in-
Sorry, I couldn't. I thought it was like you were asking an introspective question.
No, I want to know how much it costs. It was double entendre.
900 NOK, which I don't know what that
They
is.
should say it there.
Oh, there it is.
Wow,
About
this is
$98. Woo!
About $100. Okay. Yeah. What is it about this game that's getting?
Well,
at
it's an
$250,000?
old game. It's 26 years old, and they're bringing it back, but this time bringing it back in a really pretty edition.
Got it.
Got it.
It has a lot of, old people, older gamers.
That was rude. That's
That
all
ain't
get
right.
out. We
ain't
apologize to anyone who happened to flash on the screen as Tom called you an old person.
Yes.
I meant older gamers.
Old
The
is A, subjective, and B, really a state of mind.
the opinions of Tom Vasil may or may not reflect the opinions of the dice.
That is correct, too. All right. David Turtsey did the solo mode. He does a solo mode for a ton of games these days. They're putting his name almost as big as the guy who designed the game.
It's getting, yeah, well, he's good
There's
at
a
it.
ton of stuff in this. I don't know if this is my style anymore, like playing a game this grandiose.
Yeah, I got you. It's a lot. I mean, I really
Looks good.
I was never in on the original, so I don't really have a draw here because this looks like it's a
This is
really
a ton of stuff.
It kind of looks like a good Academy Games production.
yeah.
I
Alrighty.
don't know who's publishing it, but it looks good. It's just, again, definitely not my type of game.
Then Beyond Humanity Colonies. I'm going to guess this is your pick of the week, if only because it's the last game we're
Last
talking
thing, yeah,
about.
this is my pick of the week.
Really?
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
surprised by this.
I really like the. I guess what kind of really came out to me on this one was how I don't want to say innovative because I know that other games have done this electronic match this to that and all this other kind of stuff, but the cards have chips in. Well, not chips. That's kind of an outdated word. But the cards have RFID in them. The LED lights, the power control centers, and how all that kind of fit together, and just it looks really neat to me, and that's why this is my pick of the week. It feels like it's completely off the beaten path. They're trying something brand new, and that's why this is my pick of the week. I'm really interested in how the game looks, and it's going to pop on the table. My only thing is, how long is all of that electronic gadgetry going to work. And it actually does come with a 2-year warranty. So that if your game, I imagine if your game craps out on you, they'll send you replacement parts.
Interesting.
This one for me is my hopeful pick of the week. Like, I think it sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah.
It's very grandiose.
Yes.
It better work right.
Right.
It better come out, because we've seen this before with promises of technology in board gaming, and it's like a 50-50 that it doesn't always work.
Well, this isn't cutting edge technology either. I mean, this
This
like,
is not in games. I mean, RFID
This is
cards
like-
have been in games before, but not this way.
Right, but it's not like, this is like Radio Shack technology. This isn't like,
Too soon.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say anything like that. But I mean, this kind of stuff has been around. It's just being implemented in a game book now.
The thing is, though, it is
looking for it.
not a cheap
Not
game.
cheap at all, I know.
Oh, my word. $225.
I know.
I'm going back to zombie side.
They got to. Well, they got to. They got to have somebody pay for all that stuff, all the extra stuff they have to put in all the cards.
Listen, guys, we can get...
RFID cards cannot be cheap to make.
Look, we can get four of them. 800. Roy, you in? All 4? No? Z, you're in, though.
You mean I'm going to get one of the 4?
No, we'll split this.
Oh, I got to pay.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Sam, just you and me, man.
You're still getting 4, though.
Fine, I'll keep them all myself. Christmas present. I'll give you guys a Kickstarter pledge
Connect
again.
all 4. Look at this.
You're like, you can't have one. You had your chance.
Oh, all right.
Can I buy these mats? They look cool.
Very neat.
Yeah,
This is a good pick. It's an interesting looking thing. So
It
I
just
like that
it
as
just
a
really
pick.
popped to me. I mean, some of the other stuff was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna like this.
Sure,
This was like,
sure.
wow.
This at least looks
really
different.
cool.
No, the very first
good.
project we looked at, that dungeon one, I said looks samey. This one doesn't. So
Yeah, right.
give them that.
Correct.
Yep.
All right, let's jump to our contributors.
Woohoo!
Hey folks, welcome back to their Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at a ton of games because October is jam-packed and it has been full to the brim with Kickstarter titles. You know, everyone's rushing to get in before the holidays. All right, so let's jump in and take a look. And we're gonna kick it off with a game all about runes, Celtic Vikings, and battling it out. In Runula, you will be taking on the role of one of 4 Viking heroes, trying to defeat a series of mythological creatures released into the world by who knows what means. And it is up to you to engage in battle using your special runes as you move through this world, trying to claim victory and glory on your way to Valhalla. And so you might be wondering, those runes, can you really toss those and have them roll? Well, they don't really roll. They kind of flop and roll, but it really does work well. And you actually can get them to land on their sides, and you get bonus actions and things when you do that. And the fact that you can use them in so many different instances and activate your character and hero really works well. And I like the lore and mythology of this game, Vikings and battling it out with the snow giant. It was so much fun. And next we have the Council of Verona, the 3rd edition. In the Council of Verona, the 2 great houses, the Montagues and the Capulets, have been causing unrest within the region. They just don't get along. And now the princess has set up a council to mediate the situation. You, as influential citizens, shall take part in this council, trying to bring peace to the region. So, this is a facelift to Council of Verona. And, you know, I posted that I really like this new artwork. And boy, folks really jumped all over me about that. But I really do. I genuinely like the new look of this game. So, but it is the same game you've come to know, just with some nice new upgrades. It truly is a facelift. And not only that, but the Poison and Antidote expansion is now part of the base game, which I kind of always thought it should be. And next, let's take a look at Beyond Humanity: Colonies. In Colonies, Earth has been devastated by wars, overpopulation, as well as resource consumption. Now, you and thousands of other hopeful colonists head out into deep space, looking for a new homeworld. Once you find that world, you will land the Ark module there and try to terraform it. You as the players are going to take on the role of managers, trying to balance the needs of all these colonists while shuttling them down to the surface and building out the structure to house them, to feed them, and to care for them, as well as having technological advancements. And your goal here is to separate from Earth. You don't want Terran intervention or help, however it may be needed, but too much of that help can make you lose the game. You know, obviously, I play a ton of prototypes these days, and this one, Colonies, wow. I just have to say, they have pulled out all the stops for this game. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turns out at the end, but even in its beta form, it really works well. The way you build out the colony, how it communicates with the app, and the app is truly non-intrusive. It's just a stat tracker. It helps you keep track of all the minutia so you don't have to write down on paper and all that, and it lets you focus more on keeping the colony alive and surviving. And they've just done a fantastic job with this game. Next, we have Heroes and Gods. Heroes and Gods is a fantasy game based on a PvP/VE mechanics, which opens a door for strategic partnerships during the gameplay, creating unexpected situations where interaction between players is both key and strategic. The players take control of heroes belonging to one of 4 major races. During the game, the heroes will go up against unique monsters, solve enigmas to reach epic locations guarded by legendary keepers, complete quests to receive unique items, call upon forgotten gods asking for their favor in battle, explore unique sites filled with otherworldly creatures. As the game evolves, the heroes will improve their backpacks with spells, scrolls, potions, skills, weapons, and armor with unique abilities while fighting all together, in separate teams or each on their own. At the end, surviving heroes will battle once more, and they will have to defeat Darva, the Keeper of the Souls, in order to ascend and become gods themselves. Now, the thing with this game is that I got a small sampling of the adventure, small sampling of battle and combat, but it really was intriguing, and I feel like there's a lot of story here that is yet to be told, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this game fleshes out, because I think it has some real high potential, and you know, all the different characters and possibilities, and I really like those character boards, so this is one to keep an eye on. Now we have a family weight game called Jujo. Welcome to the island of Jujo, what used to be a peaceful place. However, there has been a dispute over scones of all things. What tea goes best with scones? However, things got really out of control when someone suggested donuts and coffee were the better path. Now it's chaos and the battle ensues, and it's up to you to take over Jujo and rule it. And yes, the theme is cutesy, and they're just trying to have a little fun with it. So yes, this is a family weight game. It's a tile laying game. You have to place tiles down and try to create that ultimate path or contiguous path for your different troops to maximize your points at the end of the game. And of course, your opponents are going to be able to disrupt that in many different ways. And so it does have a little bit of that take that to it, but it is definitely a family weight friendly game. And we have Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. In Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, you're going to play a rancher wrangling dinosaurs. You're going to be carrying and feeding these dinosaurs, the Velociraptor, the Allosaurus, the Stegosaurus, and the Brachiosaurus. You will be doing research in order to discover new and special dinosaurs, creating pens and trying to keep the leaf eaters apart from the meat eaters. Also trying to keep these dinosaurs from escaping and knocking down your barriers. Gotta watch out for those giant dinosaurs, especially those Brachiosauruses. And along the way, you're going to try and create the ultimate dinosaur ranch. And so you get to manage your very own dinosaur ranch. Now I have to say, you know, As a kid, like so many, dinosaurs have a soft spot for me. Loved it so much. But they really do give you the sense in this game that you're managing that park or your ranch, and you have to contain those animals. And you cannot be mixing like a meat eater with a leaf eater. And then there's some interesting trade-offs as you expand your ranch. They've done a really good job with this little simulation. And you know, this is the type of game you might see in an app. And it really translates well here to the board game. And then as a teaser, we have Omnicron Protocol. This is a skirmish, looks to be type game. These are games that I'm currently working on. And we have the Path of Adventures, another dungeon crawly type game with some interesting mechanics going on. And then, oh yes, the Quick and the Undead, targeting that one for Halloween. Okay, so my pick of the week. Well, it's not really a surprise, I suspect, but really Colonies takes it hands down for me. This game, wow. I think one of the things that I really like about it is the tactile experience, that you truly feel like you're building out this colony, connecting the parts, and then seeing how different political things even get voted in by the populace. And then there's riots and things go wrong really fast. Just the high pressure of it too was just a ton of fun. And how it's that semi-cooperative, but it still really works well together. And they're even doing a full cooperative version, and there's a single player version. So they've just pulled out all the stops for this game, and I cannot wait to see where it ends up. Well, apparently I picked the wrong planet to colonize. Look at this weather. This is literally the same location, one day apart. Who knew? Colorado, crazy weather. All right, folks, if you want any more information about any of the games that I've mentioned here, please go check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Sister Meeple here, bringing you my 5 most anticipated games launching in the first half of November. November 1st. Tranquility is a cooperative card game where players must fill the sea with islands and guide their ship home before any player runs out of cards. In the world of Tranquility, though, the only way to play is in silence. It looks like there's a lot of game in this petite box, and the art is pretty and peaceful. I'm definitely checking this one out. November 4th. In Galactic Era, players explore, expand, and exterminate as in many other space exploration games, but with a twist. Players choose to play on the dark or light side and face the consequences. Players on the light side must play more peacefully and support their allies. Players on the dark side can be more aggressive and subjugate primitive planets. Asymmetric factions are another nice component. November 5th. Honeybuzz is a worker bee placement game in which players draft honeycomb tiles that they place in their personal beehive. Whenever a tile is laid so that it completes a certain pattern, a ring of actions is triggered in whatever order the player chooses. Players have to scout out the nectar field and pay attention to other players' searches to try to deduce the location of the nectar they need. Also launching November 5th is Legacies, a Euro-style game in which players represent famous people of the early 19th century. They will earn their legacies by making strategic relationships, well-timed investments, and marvelous heirlooms. Most importantly, they will identify the ideal successors to carry their reputation and fame across multiple centuries. Multi-use cards set this game apart. I've been looking forward to On the Origin of Species for a long time. Players will assist Charles Darwin during the Beagle journey across the Galapagos Islands, discovering new species and researching habitats in order to improve their knowledge. I love the theme and love the artwork, but I am unsure about the gameplay at this point. There are only 2 possible actions on each player's turn. They can either research a habitat or discover a new species. That may be too simple for me, but I look forward to learning more. That's it for this week. If I left out your favorite upcoming Kickstarter, you are welcome to chew me out in the comments below.
Hey folks, and welcome to FOMO, the segment where I take a look at a game that's seeking out crowdfunding, and maybe I have a fear of missing out on it. Maybe you do too. We'll go ahead and take a look together. Well, today, we're not going to take a look at a game that's seeking crowdfunding. We're going to take a look at a game that recently was seeking crowdfunding. So I'm going to call this FOMO after the fact. it's still a working title. But this is really going to be more of a think piece, and it's just I really want to get your interactions. And if you're following along in live chat, obviously I'm not live, but hopefully I'm in the chat talking with you. So the reason I'm looking at Yeedo is because Yeedo recently was on Kickstarter. And unfortunately for me, it showed up too late for me to cover for FOMO, despite the fact I was pretty excited about it. Yeedo's one of the games that I've always really loved. Now, it's long in the tooth in terms of age. It's an older game, and this is the Deluxe Master Edition. Now, Yeedo is one of those games that didn't get a lot of notice when it first came out, and I think that's kind of sad because it's a great game. It's a game that stayed in my collection for a long time. However, if memory serves me correct, I believe the game came out the same year as Lords of Waterdeep. If that tells you how long ago, and it got overshadowed. But the thing is that's not what this is about. This really isn't about Yeedo exactly. This is about the fact that currently they're taking pre-orders in the Pledge Manager. So essentially, if you missed the Kickstarter, you can still get in on the Kickstarter print run. So my question is, has your FOMO ever led you to do a late pledge like that? And for what purpose? Like for me, I've done late pledges because either I couldn't afford it at the time, maybe I pledged $1, or maybe I couldn't pledge anything, and I'm happy to do that. Or simply, and this has happened a lot, I simply just missed the Kickstarter, and now I really do have FOMO, and I really do want the game, but now I'm gonna have to wait for it to go to retail. But a publisher has been nice enough to open up late pledges and take it. So is that something that bothers you? I've heard from some backers that they don't like the idea of people being able to get in after the Kickstarter. On the other hand, I've heard from lots of people who love that they get a second chance if that FOMO really kicks in for them. On the other notes, I am going to talk about Yeedo a little because having now got to play this version, I am super filled with FOMO and I have to have it. Sadly, I have to send this version out. So if this is a game that you missed on Kickstarter, you are able to get in a late pledge now through there's a link on the Kickstarter page that will take you to the Pledge Manager. But beyond that, what are the reasons why you've done a late pledge, and do you think late pledges are a good thing? As always, I look forward to seeing you folks next episode, and hopefully next episode I'll have a current game that is teeming with FOMO for me. Take care, folks.
This episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
You better say something, Tom.
I was watching what Robert and Mark and all them were saying. All right. Well, I'm running out of topics for Kickstarter things.
Okay, what are we talking about?
How often do you check Kickstarter?
Okay,
once every 2 weeks.
Not counting you basically telling us to check.
Are you
it
serious?
for
Is that the only? No, I know you look at projects when they come across the screen.
Yeah, but only like maybe once, twice a week, maybe if it's something. And usually it's only if a banner ad on BGG catches my eye.
So they work.
I don't go after. I don't go to Kickstarter to browse.
I agree.
I don't do that.
I used to when I was backing more decks of playing cards because I like collecting those.
Got it.
I would actually go a little more when I was doing that. But I haven't in a while, and honestly, yeah, I think I'm driven there by banners rarely, but that's it.
Yes.
I don't go because the way it kind of feels is, you know what I could do is spend some money very, very slowly for something very slow, I mean. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go look through that.
Excuse me.
Till I find something that looks neat and give it money and get something in a year and a half or whatever. Yeah. I'll find myself going through a game website, like a shopping store. That's fine, but yeah, I don't go to Kickstarter too often. What about you? I mean, I know you do for this, but
well, I'm not counting this. I mean, this is what I do every other Wednesday, right? But for myself, I try to check it every Tuesday afternoon because all the big projects launch on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Not always, but yeah. I sometimes check right before the weekend to see if I missed some stuff. So I would say 2 or 3 times a week at most. And it also depends on how busy I am that week. Now, I will go check out, if I hear a mega project, I always go check them out because I'm curious.
Sure.
Zombicide launched. Ooh. You know, how's that work?
I checked that. I saw that one as soon as it went live. I checked it.
So let's see what the people say. Jerry says if he doesn't see an ad from somewhere else, he'll never find out about a project.
Mark
says,
no,
we better do ads for the Dice Tower Kickstarter.
Mark says he's on Kickstarter almost daily.
Yeah, but he works in
has
Kickstarter.
To be, right?
Yeah.
He has to be. So
most people are saying they don't browse the Kickstarter. So then how do people find out about stuff? If you're not checking Kickstarter.
Well, that's the thing. There are so many games that are already available that I've not yet played. I'm more interested in games that, if I want to, I can have it in 2 days.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not so much concerned, I guess you could say, for a game that I can pay for now and have, like you said earlier, in 1 or 2 years.
I mean, I do like the idea of looking through those really well put together projects, seeing like the alternate figure, and look at this mini, and look at this cool expansion, Kickstarter exclusive. I like that stuff. I do enjoy that. And I've backed a few projects that I'm like, oh, I'm getting all this stuff when it finally comes. It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
So I do like that. I just don't often find myself there because it seems to me that the main drive then behind something like that would be, I feel like spending some money today.
Yeah. Well, see, here's a couple of Kabuki Kid said something about that. She said, I don't browse.
You go and find what you like. You already are going there to
correct
to figure out that thing. Yeah.
So that's carrying over to how I treat Kickstarter. I don't go into a store to shop. I go to a store
to steal.
To buy what I need or what I'm looking for. I'm not going in there to say, I'm just going to go in and look around.
Do you never do that?
No. That is a waste of time.
I won't argue that, but you're saying there's no store that you'll go and look at. Like a game store, I always go look at game stores.
I love to do that.
Even if I'm not buying, I like to go look at them.
Honestly, I mean, I will go to a mall.
There's a store that Kenny is a big fan of, as you guys know, that I love to browse in. You know the one.
Oh, my goodness.
No, but that's the truth. That I do go to Barnes & Noble's, even if I'm not looking to buy a book.
Oh, I do that too.
I'll go
I
in there just to look around. I like to see what they have.
Not for board games, though.
I like to do it for board games.
Every time I go to Barnes &
books.
Noble's board games department, I have a conniption fit almost because they are so bad at keeping that section of the store straight. Oh my goodness.
I thought you were going to say they have a bad selection. I'm like, no, they don't.
No, they do not have a bad selection. You just can't find what they have because it's all over the place. Looks like a tornado went in there and just had a field day.
I go in there and count Dice Tower seals of approval and excellence. And I'm like,
No,
ooh, we're
I
in
don't
Barnes
do
&
that,
Noble.
but-
And then I look for quotes by Zee Garcia.
And that's.
I'm still looking.
And you go back to the seals, yeah.
Hey, I found a quote from myself in a game like 15 years ago to show my mom. It was very impressive.
No, yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
But I do like to go through. I like to shop around and look at things, and Kickstarter's a way to do that. I will sometimes browse Kickstarter and just look at stuff, not even just games. I'll just look around, not with necessarily the intention, but just it's a curious thing to look at this stuff.
I like
I'm not that
too,
tempted.
and
I'm not that tempted to back the stuff.
I like browsing at stores, Barnes & Noble, game stores, and whatever. I agree. But if I see a little something that catches my eye and I feel like, this is neat, I want to have this, I will have that thing that day. I will get the satisfaction of it,
I will.
That's what I mean.
I will have it.
I'll pay for that thing. I'll take it home and I'll open it up and put it on a shelf, or I'll look through it. The Kickstarter thing, maybe I'm just impatient, but it's that idea of, wow, this looks awesome. I want that. Click. Let me go look at the pictures again. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do?
Like, how many things do you, are you backing anything right now?
No.
Let's see if I am.
Here you go.
Don't put this on the screen.
Some random dude says,
No.
how do you browse for non-Kickstarter games? I don't.
How do you browse for Kickstarter
No,
games?
for non-Kickstarter games. And that's the thing. I don't.
Okay, but
Usually
you're in a
I'll-
unique situation where
I
they're showing
understand
up
that.
in the building too.
I understand that. And I know that there are times where I have browsed for games. Don't get me wrong, but it is not a pattern that I shape my buying habits off of. I usually know what I'm looking for, and I go get it. I don't spend time browsing.
I like to browse. I just do it in online game stores, you know? That's how I do it.
Yeah, I don't even do that. I don't know. It's just
I like that.
See, I guess my thing is I don't have a budget for purchasing games.
Sure.
And so usually, and I don't have a budget for a whole lot of stuff. But when the thing is, if I'm looking at something in a store and I know I can't afford it, or I know if I buy it I'm going to have to scrimp somewhere else, that's not fun for me.
Sure,
Got it.
but I think
No.
when you're looking through an online game store,
Yeah.
they're not doing as much of a job to sell you every little game. They're just hoping you buy something.
Yeah.
So nothing jumps down your throat. If I go through Kickstarter, every project is designed to put on its absolute best face.
Yes.
If you click on it, you watch a little video, which is superbly animated, and then a bunch of illustrations, and then like it costs 100, but today we'll sell it to you for 80. And look at,
I'll buy it!
But also look at this.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's there for, of course.
Isathel once says, I have like a dozen games currently waiting for fulfillment. That blows my mind.
That's nothing, man.
No, but I mean, that blows my mind. I'm not going to say it because you didn't want to put it on the thing. But
Well, it's 110.
12.
110,000
No,
games
wait, hang on.
back.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 of them.
See, even that just.
You've received 9 things?
Of these 110.
Nah. I'm just.
Nah, son.
I'm just not a cool cat, I guess, because.
Well, no,
Not
this
a
is
cool
this
cat.
is also for the Dice Tower, right? For our library. I
I'm
would
not
not.
a
I would
baller
not
either,
back
so, you know, I'm
110
not-
projects.
It's just no. That's not how I shop. That's not how I shop at all.
I will say I was not expecting this
be outed
conversation to
like
be
that.
this conversation to be this involved.
Yeah.
Hooray! Hooray! Send me ideas for topics for Kickstarter because I'm running out. But we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll be by tomorrow morning actually for board game breakfast in the morning. We're back, and we got all kinds of stuff there for you. And then tomorrow
Afternoon.
we're doing our top 10 holiday games. Holiday Road. Which holidays are we talking about? You'll see.
All of them.
You'll see.
My list is done. I'm ready.
All of them.
Alrighty. Until then, anyway, that's crowd surfing. Thank you to Mark and Robert and everyone else who was involved. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Zee Garcia. Thanks.
Sam Healy. See you on the flip side, folks. Take care.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.